the sniper tower has a green arrow, that means that I have enough resources to upgrade that sniper tower. When you see a gray arrow, like you can see on the stone storage, that means that the building can be upgraded, but I don't have enough resources. We got a brand new update today in Boom Beach. Bug fixes and QOL, quality of life improvements. Now, is it good? Is it bad? Well, we got 30 plus bug fixes to talk about it. Let's do this, Skull Army. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, we're going to be breaking down and going over the brand new bug fix and QOL update that just dropped today, Monday, April the 24th, 2023 in Boom Beach. And we're talking about a lot of bug fixes here. Now, before we do dive on into the list here, please do not forget to leave a like on today's video. It does mean the absolute world to me. It does help the channel grow. And yes, of course, it does appease to our YouTube algorithm overlords. Greetings, Commanders. We're releasing a new update to mainly fix some bugs as well as some QOL, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I had no idea what QOL meant earlier. Quality of life changes. The list goes as follow. Now, without a doubt, the first four here on this list, and now this is a massive list. Any of you can check this out. Just go log into main game, go to the community tab, the news section in the top right there. Updates 12 hours ago, bug fix and QOL update. This information is available to everybody. But without a doubt, these first four are probably some of the biggest. These first four probably aren't even the biggest out of this entire list. The very last one, without a doubt, that does have to do with warships. I think some of you already know what I'm talking about, is probably the best change with regards to this update. Let's start things off here. So the first one is you can now boost all your statues at once when you click on the sculptor. Be careful, and I'm going to emphasize on be careful, because so many of you, me included, are going to end up boosting all your statues without even realizing it. Now, when you click your sculptor, you're going to have the information, the arrow to indicate if it's eligible to upgrade or not. You're going to have the actual sculptor to see your fragments, your crystals, your shards, and then, of course, now you've got a power powder on the very far right. If you click that power powder, it's going to give you a message to indicate that boost all statues. Be careful when you do this, okay? Boosting all statues, of course, will cost 8 power powders. This is my lower level account, and double all statue powers for 3 hours here. So if I do push that button and say boost, I will end up boosting all 8 of my statues. So I'm going to do it to show you for the purpose of this video here. So if we boost them all, now you can see they all just lit up and boosted at once. But a lot of players did this without even realizing it. And I'm not talking just once, like 2-3 times over here, okay? So that tunnel vision is real right now. Be very careful, Skull Army. You are able to boost all your statues at once. A lot of players aren't going to want to boost all their statues at once. I know massive players like Beach and many others are super excited now for operations. You know, it's just that much easier. This is another big one here. Not really big, but it just kind of really indicates on how many players have actually neglected their main island. New gray arrows will indicate the buildings that can be upgraded, but you don't have enough resources. So again, I'm on my lower level 42 account, SkullCrusher 2S. We're going to zoom right beside a sniper tower and a stone storage. As you can see, the sniper tower has a green arrow. That means that I have enough resources to upgrade that sniper tower. When you see a gray arrow, like you can see on the stone storage, that means that the building can be upgraded, but I don't have enough resources. So again, if you zoom out there, at least for me on this account here, I'm like, wow, that's a lot of neglecting there. That is a lot of gray arrows, but it's pretty cool. Now it's just a little bit more prominent on your main island, so you know you can just be more aware of what you need to upgrade on your main island. So honestly, I think that's a pretty cool feature. You know, some players might find it annoying, but you know what? It's there. It's in your face. Upgrade your main base. This is a big one right here. A lot of players, you know, didn't like the fact that critters that fired from enemy critter launchers were blue, the same color as your own critters. Now critters from critter launchers are now red, so now you can very clearly tell them apart on the battlefield when you are attacking. enemy critters from critter launchers will be red, and your own critters will still be blue. Prior to the critters being red, you could tell the difference due to a purple health bar on enemy critters fired from critter launchers. So I think this is a big change. I think it's awesome. Good job, Supercell. Honestly, you guys should have done this from the start when introducing the critter launchers, but better late than never. So let's check this out. We'll give you guys an example. I've got my warriors loaded. We are going to jump on into Era attack. So let's hope for some critter launchers. Not the best critter launcher placement, but we can still go for the example that we're trying to get. So let's get one boat of warriors, and we're going to go all the way over here to the iron mill, I believe. Might take a little bit of casualties here, but the whole point is to get that critter launcher firing. There we go, there we go. There's, well, beautiful, beautiful. I just want that critter launcher firing away here. So, of course, on this lower level account, I don't have any critters. Oh, my warriors aren't taking any of that from the critters. I love it. So I don't have critters on this account here, but as you can see, when the critter launcher did fire the critters, their critters are now red. So you can tell them apart on the battlefield. Enemy critters red, your critters blue. Now, this next one is absolutely massive. Now, not only for myself, but for my fellow warrior players out there. This is not the best fix to the update, but this is also a very important one. Fixed hidden warrior and warrior clumping around the HQ, the headquarters. I'm going to show you exactly what we're back to now. We're back to basics. I've got my warriors loaded, and we're going to use Era as another example here. Sorry, Era, but it is what it is here. And the whole point now is just to show that the warriors do not clump directly in front. Now, I do want to give a big shout out to Apex Prey, who did actually solve this problem by realizing that if you would flare a defense or a building directly behind the HQ and then flared back to the headquarters, you actually created your separation between the hero and your warriors, giving you that buffer zone. See, I'm doing that same strategy as if they were still clumping. No need to flare behind, but now brick is useless. Doesn't matter, my warriors are still going to take it down. Shout out to Apex for solving the issue when the warriors did clump, but now that they don't clump, they go right back to doing what they do best, and that is just fully circling the headquarters. And this is going to be an absolute blessing when I go back to using warriors on Mega Crab for the warriors only challenge, because last month's warriors only challenge was it was challenging. Not only did I lose the challenge, but it was much more difficult too with the warriors clumping the way that they did. So kudos to Supercell. I think this is an incredible fix. Thank you guys. You know what? Yes, warriors are great again. In my opinion, those first four are freaking awesome. There's still one more that tops them all. And of course, you know, that's right at the very bottom here. But we're going to go through the rest of the bug fixes and the QOL, the quality of life improvements here. So as we continue here, the fixed stuck battle timer if a player is idle. You can now swap accounts if you are under attack. This is awesome for my impatient players out there who do not want to wait, you know, the 1 to 4 minutes until the attack is done. You can now switch accounts and go play another one while your previous account is being attacked. Honestly, that's a good feature. That's a very good feature. Fixed player does not receive XP if the upgrade is done while in the warship battle here. So I don't know who figured this one out, but somebody did. And now if you do have a building or a defense that is finished upgrading while you're in a warship battle, you will now get that XP, where prior to it, for some reason, if your building or defense did finish upgrading while you were in that warship battle, you did not get the XP. So seriously, shout out to whoever figured that one out, but now that is fixed. As we continue here, the increased of hidden warrior and warrior attack range to avoid problems when attacking critters from critter launchers. A lot of the times they would just kind of go idle. Very, very annoying. Force point amount no longer varies every time a new operation is started. Consistency is key. That's great. This one is big here too. I know I and many other players did get frustrated on warships when Captain Everspark's universal remote or explosive charge would directly target an enemy critter from a critter launcher. That's stupid, okay? You're wasting your valuable gunboat energy on one single critter. No! unacceptable, Supercell. So I'm very happy they fixed that one right there. So now Captain Everspark will no longer target enemy critters from critter launchers while using her universal remote or explosive charges. Now that does relate to main island and warships. So that's freaking awesome right there. Actually, everything here does relate to main island and warships for the most part here. So fixed critter launcher shoots outside the defined attacked radius here. I didn't know that was that much of an issue, but I'm glad that Supercell got that fixed there. Fixed critters from critter launcher destroying your own mines. This is when the critter launchers would work against you, and they would work for you when you were attacking a player base. For some reason, if you were using maybe Captain Everspark for universal hack, universal remote, you fire off your hacks, that critter launcher now fired. There's a couple enemy critters on the battlefield. After Everspark goes down, you drop your troops. Those critters now run to the beach, and they literally will trip and activate every single mine in their way, whether they be regular, boom, or shock. So now that is fixed. So now the critters will not be working against you. They're going back to working on your side. Now we have fixed unit retargeting to avoid selecting unreasonably far defensive unit. I think sometimes the Bombas and the Zukas would go out of their way to target defenses when they clearly had closer defenses to them. So sometimes I believe it's the defense that has the most damage that is closest to them, they will target, but for some reason they were not doing that. So very happy to see that Supercell did fix that. This one's kind of funny here. Mechs no longer jitter after ending the battle. They still do that weird moonwalk when you do retreat, but they will no longer jitter at the end of a battle here. This one here, Rocket Chopper and Heavy Chopper no longer keep moving in replays. Sometimes their propellers would keep propelling, I guess, even though they would be idle. So they do have that fixed right there. More of a visual aesthetic effect more than anything. Fixed decorations, missing the green field size marker. And these next two kind of go hand in hand here. Decorations can no longer be placed over mines, and decorations can no longer be placed on top of each other. So no more trophy monstrosities on your beach. It was fun while it lasted, but that is over, my friends. Next one, partial rotation of critter launcher when placed. This one here, Dr. Kavan's Ice Shield is now visualized on the mech for those of you that did actually use Dr. Kavan's Ice Shield while also using mechs. I can't say I ever actually used that combo. Friendly challenges and base layout previews are affected by winter time. And improved clarity of daily rewards text for new players. That's great. Make it as clear as possible for new players. We need as many new players as we can get, and of course we do need to retain the ones that we have. Updates like these are of course great ways to keep that player retention, and of course, yes, make it as clear as possible for the new players. This one's kind of funny here. No more Hero Hut on Boomtown. Hero's Hut no longer shows in Task Force Operation replays. Anyone that's rolled a Boomtown from November till now most likely has seen a Hero Hut on it. That has been now fixed. RIP Hero Hut. Missing segments of barbed wire in Task Force. Yeah, so no more random segments of barbed wire in Task Force operations. Reinforce all troops button no longer overlaps hero's ability in warships. That's good. More clarity on the screen. Replay button no longer overlaps with time in the warship's battle report. That is also very good. Remove a destroy button for proto defense in warships. It makes sense on main island. In warships, absolutely useless. I think the code just kind of carried over, and that's why it was there. Missing foam effect behind the warship on Android devices. For those of you on Android devices, you now have the foam behind your warship. Fixed visible item description after closing the item in the warship tech tree. I think sometimes it would just overlap and carry over when you would close the tech tree. That is now fixed. And this one, I don't know why, but why not? Decreased a maxed camera zoom level in warships. And next one, redirecting player to the ship when new building is placed. That did get a little bit annoying, so glad they fixed that. And the biggest one of them all, drumroll please, increased amount of ER chests in warships. You now start with 4-6 chests at the start of a new season. Holy But let me just kind of go in a little bit more on that right there. So what that means right there is pretty much those that are starting warships in a very, inconvenient time, whether that be, 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever time, you now have a little bit more of a buffer zone so you can actually sleep and start the season without falling behind. Essentially, your chests will max at 6 now, giving players more time for chests to collect and also make those massive tech jumps in one go here. So this is going to be stupid exciting for Warship Season 46. Without a doubt, probably the most exciting part of the bug fix and QOL update that dropped today in game. So Skull, Arby, and friends, we're talking, I think, like 32 plus bug fixes and quality of life improvements here. Let me know in the comments which you are most excited for, because I think for me it's definitely warships and the first 4 there. Probably a little bit biased here, but the warrior clumping around HQs, probably my top notch. So all right, my friends, that's going to be everything today, covering the new update that just dropped in Boom Beach. We will be wrapping up today's video. Now I think it's time to make like a Tom and cruise. We'll catch you guys later. Peace.